All right, so Harden's in play too for me. Where's our Moro's super cheap. Um, and then in terms of flex, let me talk through some of the flex plays. I think it's one of those slates where you could go either way, receiver or running back. Um, somebody like Miguel, I'm kind of eyeing. Um, these guys are kind of wild cards, but he leads North Texas with 6 um, rushing touchdowns, so he's kind of interesting in that cheap range. So receivers, we have some good high end options across college football fantasy. McMillan's been like the best piece of Arizona's offense. We were expecting a lot of out of Fafita, and um, Fafita's only averaging like 17 fantasy points a game, but McMillan's been very good this season, already over 1,000 yards. Um, it's possible he's going to be a good pro for sure. It's kind of sucks that Arizona's having a rough year, but he can push up some huge scores. So, and he's kind of always around this price. So on a short slate, it's kind of reasonable. He could be lower owned, just like a lot of studs are. Um, and then Sheffield probably is a lot more common in this elite tier of receivers with the total, and he's an easy stack play. As far as value, I kind of like this Wyoming, Colorado State game. They're kind of concentrate. They're not good passing offenses, but they are kind of concentrated. Gillingboard, the tight end, he can have a good game or two. He's had some big games, but not always the most consistent. He's fine in all formats. Chris Carpenter is really cheap on Fanduel. He's even lower than he is here. He's kind of in the middle of nowhere on Draftkings. All right, so who else do we have at receiver that I like? Thomas has been good since Cardenas went down. I don't mind him at all. He's probably one of the better punts on both sites, and this leaves you with 5,300, so you can do a lot. You can go like somebody like Sargent or Conrad, and then we have 6,200 for flex, which give us a lot of option. Ward would allow you to double stack UNT. And then you get GPP options like Harden. So this is a good start. This is kind of what I like for DraftKings. So I think that's a reasonable build. And the two guys at the top the two quarterbacks at the top should kind of dominate. So if we go through the DS, let's see what we get as far as so let's do like a 70% max and see what we get. So Morris and McCown, I think, are the guys I'm really like caring about stacking. Wait. That's a great name. I don't know who this is, but Cash McCollum. That's it's like a Madden simulation name. So let's see what we get with 70% max. Um, there's a few questionable guys like McCoy who could be interesting. I don't know. It's a good slate. It could have been even better if Houston was Houston's rising, and so this is gonna be pretty popular. And then Garbers and Chris, I think, are the upside guys you can mix in. Yeah, these are the kind of the running backs I like. The top four guys are what I'm centered on. And then I kind of went through. I don't know if I mentioned Giles Jackson, kind of a smaller slot guy, great on Draftkings because of PPR. And then somebody like Boston's going to be under-owned. So this is a pretty good start. And then my guy, where's my guy on Wyoming? My guy Sargent, I probably will boost because I like him with the new quarterback at Wyoming. And then let me move on to Fanduel. Let's talk through Fanduel. Same thing where Morris and McCown will likely be popular with optimizers. So let's do a Morris McCown build. Still leaves you with 7,400. There aren't really. I mean, there's definitely high-end players, but there's interesting value too. You could go low at RB2 with someone like Henry. And then I like Coleman and Morrow a lot, so either one are fine, and that still leaves you with 7K. And then somebody like you could go Sargent and Thomas, and then work up to one of the spend up guys. Or there's good options. Manjack is one of the leading receivers. Who else is good? And then Carpenter or Overmeyer, and then you can get like a double stack going for UTSA, or Wyatt Young, somebody you can double stack too. So this is pretty good. Let's see what the FanDuel Domination Station gives us. Let's do like 70% again. All right, so yeah, a lot of McCown and Morris is expected. Chris, I like again as a third option. A lot of Morrow and Coleman. DJ Jones, I probably wouldn't get to. There are some timeshares with UTSA and UNT, but I like Henry a lot. And then, yeah, a lot of Sheffield, a lot of Carpenter, and then you can go different ways at wide receiver 3. McMillan's interesting, especially on Fanduel. You're not rewarded for PPR. So he could be interesting. And then Houston Thomas is somebody I like a lot for value. Good luck, everyone. Have a great Friday, and we'll talk later.